Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, the last day of the week, and we are going, oh, whoops. Did I just tell you what day it is? I wasn't supposed to do that, was I? We were supposed to figure that out together. Oops. Every once in a while I do that. Well, let's look at the days then, all right? So the last day of school we had was Wednesday, Thursday, and then Miss Mika already told us that today is Friday. Oops. All right, well, let's move that rainbow arrow down to Friday, and we will figure out what month it is. So who remembers the name of the month? Yes, January. See, I didn't tell you that. All right, so here we go. Let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What comes next? Yes, 14. And let's figure out what picture it is. So, snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, hat. Yes, so we have a number 14 with, oopsie, I pulled out two at the same time. Just a second here. Number 14 with a hat on it. All right, we need to do one more. So 12, 13, 14. What comes next? 15. And let's figure out the picture. Snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, hat, mitten. So a number 15 with a mitten on it. All right. So let's say the whole date today is Friday, January 15th, and the year is 2021. All right, so let's figure out the weather outside. So you're going to look out your window and see if it is partly cloudy, cloudy, sunny, windy, rainy, stormy, or snowy. And remember, we're going to figure out the temperature by stepping out the door real quick and figuring out if it feels burning hot, hot, warm, cool, cold, or freezing cold. And remember, you can have your mom and dad look up on their weather app to see what the actual temperature is, so you can try to figure out with them where on this thermometer the temperature is. All right? So, all right, so we have been talking all about winter, right? Last week we talked about how we can tell it's winter and the clothes we put on to keep ourselves warm and dry in the winter, right? And this week we've been talking about snow, ice, right? Snowflakes, that type of thing. So today I have kind of a fun book. It's one of my favorite winter books, and we may have read it last year. I can't remember. I tend to read it every year, but that is okay if you remember it. Let's pull it out and see. And if you remember it from last year, you might remember the story. This is The Biggest, Best Snowman. All right, let's see what this is about. Little Nell lived with Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie in a big house in a big snowy woods. Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie had big, blustery voices. They had big, talky friends. They had big, loud parties. Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie shook their heads. No, you can't, they said. You're too small. Yes, I can, said Little Nell, and no, I'm not. No, you can't, they said, and yes, you are. So Little Nell would go into the big snowy woods. She would sit and watch the snow fall from the sky. I really like her little hiding spot there. She would walk under the bare branched trees. She would play with her friends, reindeer, hare, and bear cub. And there they are, all marching along through the snow. One day, Bear Cub said to Little Nell, "Can you show us how to make a snowman?" "No, I can't," said Little Nell. "I'm too small." "Yes, you can," said the animals, "and no, you're not." "But I am so small," said Little Nell. "My family won't let me do anything. I could never make a snowman." "How do you know unless you try?" asked Bear Cub. "We'll help you." Little Nell sighed. "Well, maybe," she said. Look at that. They're sitting there having some tea together. Or maybe some hot chocolate. Not sure. Little Nell got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted the snow into a tiny ball. There she is. She rolled it and rolled it and rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it and nudged it to Hare. There they go. Hare kicked it and kicked it and kicked it to Bear. Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it and rolled it until it stopped, thud, by the edge of a big, icy pond. So there we go, the zigzag the hare does, and then the bear, woo, goes around like that. "Now what?" asked Reindeer. "The snowman needs a middle," said Little Nell. "How do we do that?" asked Hare. Little Nell bit her lip. She got down on her knees. She carefully patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. She rolled it and rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it and nudged it to Hare. Hare kicked it and kicked it to Bear. There they go, see? Oh, zigzag. Oop! Bear Cub rolled it and rolled it until, thud, it came to a stop. He pushed it on top of the other snowball. "Now what?" he asked. "It needs a head," cried Little Nell. She patted and matted and batted another tiny snowball. Then she rolled it to Reindeer. Reindeer nudged it to Hare. Hare kicked it to Bear Cub. Bear Cub stuck it on top of the other two snowballs. Whoop. That's funny because that looks kind of like a letter A, doesn't it? An uppercase letter A. Little Nell and the animals stood back and looked at their snowman. "Something's missing," said Hare. "The face," said Little Nell. "How do we do that?" asked the animals. "I think we'll need help," said Little Nell. She whistled for the birds to come. Crow, cardinal, and sparrow flew down from the trees. "Can you make a face for our snowman?" she asked. Crow fetched 2 pieces of bark for the eyes. Cardinal found an old pink sock for the nose. Sparrow brought raisins for the mouth. Little Nell handed her green scarf to the birds. They wound it and wound it and wound it around the snowman's neck. Then they added 2 sticks for arms. The snowman was finally finished. Little Nell and the animals gazed up at their creation. "Wow," said the animals. "Wow," said Little Nell. It was almost lunchtime. Little Nell said goodbye to her friends. She walked home through the big, snowy woods. There she goes. Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie were waiting for her. "Where have you been?" they asked in their big, blustery voices. "I was building a great big snowman," answered Little Nell. "How could someone as little as you build a great big snowman?" asked Big Lizzie. "Come and see," said Little Nell. So Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie followed Little Nell through the big snowy woods to the snowman. As they looked up, their mouths dropped open and their arms dropped to their sides. "Wow," they said, "you built that?" "Yes, I did," said Little Nell, "with the help of my friends." "That is the biggest, best snowman that ever was," said Big Mama. "Yes, it is," said Little Nell, a huge smile on her face. "Will you come and help us make a big, yummy lunch?" asked Big Sarah. "No, she can't," said Big Lizzie. "She's too small." "Yes, I can," said Little Nell, "and no, I'm not." "Yes, you can," said Big Mama, "and yes, you will." Big Mama gave Little Nell a big, sloppy kiss. Smooch! Big Sarah gave Little Nell a big, squeezy hug. Ooch! Big Lizzie stuck her big nose in the air. Humph! Look at her right there. She does not think that Little Nell can do any big things. Hooray! So it just goes to show that just because you're small does not mean you can't do that you can't do big things, right? Small people can do big things. All right, so I have some work to show you today. The first thing I have to show you is a story about a snowman. So just kind of like Little Nell did, right? Except for this is about a snowman that somebody built and then it melted. All right, so this is what you have in your packet. All right. On the top, there's the little story. It says, "The snowman. Sunshine is hot. It makes the snow melt." So we're going to kind of put that off to the side. Then you have a big piece of, or a long piece of purple paper. And you have the parts of the story of the snowman. So the first thing we need to do is cut these out on the dotted lines. So I'm going to use my scissors with my thumb up and cut straight across here. On the dotted line. Then I'm going to cut on the shorter lines to cut each piece out. And I'm using my helper hand to hold the paper. All right, so then I'll need my glue stick. And you know what? I kind of didn't do this yesterday. I'm going to start off by putting the story of the snowman on top, so we know what we're doing here. Put some glue on that, and I'm going to stick that right up at the top here. So, all right, so the person in these pictures is going to build a snowman, and then the sun is going to come out and melt the snowman. So we need to find the first picture of the person building the snowman. So remember in the book we just read, they first built the big bottom section. So that is what they're doing first in this story too. So there's the person building the big bottom of the snow person there. So we're going to put some glue on that and stick it down. Make sure to to start on the left side, left to right, always, okay? Always left to right. So there's the first picture. If you start in the middle somewhere, you're not going to have room for all your pictures. Okay, so then the next picture is the person putting another part on the snow person. Now this snow person only has 2 parts instead of 3. So this is the last section of the snow person for this story. So we're going to put some glue on that. Stick it next to this one. All right. So there we go. There's the first part of the snowman, the second part of the snowman. And then what's going to happen is this, oh, wait a minute. I forgot one step. They need to put the rest of the accessories on, right? Like the hat, the mittens, the face, the buttons. So So that's the next part there. And you can kind of see in this picture, the sun is starting to come out from behind the clouds. Stick that down next. All right, so there is the snow person all built. And next, the sun is going to come out completely from the clouds. There's the sun. And you can see the snow person is starting to drip and melt, right? Because if snow gets hot, it melts. So put some glue on that one. That's the next part of the story. There we go. First, second, third, fourth. All right, we're gonna find a picture where the snowman continues to melt. Look at that. The hat is even sliding off the side of it. Put some glue on there. All right, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and we have one more picture where the snowman has completely melted, and we see the hat and the mittens and the sticks and the face and the buttons all laying on top of the melted snow person on the ground. And we also see that the sun is starting to go down in this picture. So it's melted the snow person, but the sun is starting to go down. So there we have the whole story. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. All right, so that is the first thing I have to show you today. The second one has very similar snowflakes to the matching snowflakes activity that we did. Okay, so there's 3 pages of these. Each of these little sections here, I'm going to hide this one because I already circled those. Each of these little sections has 4 snowflakes in it. One snowflake is different, so you need to look at the section of 4 and figure out which one is different. So I'm going to look at these ones first. I'm going to look really closely. This one right here is different, so I'm going to circle the one that is different. So let me show you. See how I put a circle around that one? Because it's different from these. All right, I'm going to look at one more. This one is different, so I'm going to circle that one. See, that one is different from all of those. So you're going to do the same thing with all the different snowflake sections, like square sections of snowflakes. All right, find the one that is different. All right, oh, it's unusual for the lights to be going off already. Audrey, can you make the lights come back on? Thank you. All right, sorry you guys. The lights, if you don't move enough in this room, the lights go off. So it's kind of a little irritating. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And hopefully I will see a lot of you in a little bit for packet pickup. Don't let your mom or dad forget, all right, or your grandma or grandpa. Between 10 and 12 today is packet pickup. All right, you can come say hi to me. I will really enjoy it. All right, so hope to see you all then. And also have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.